Good evening and welcome. They want us to call them India. They say they are India. They claim to be India. They want to be referred to as India. They say they are India. And we say they are not. They are a political formation. They are I.N.D.I.A. And I say tonight that I completely agree with the Prime Minister when he says, simply by claiming to be India, you don't become India. India is India. I.N.D.I.A. I.N.D.I.A. is not India. It is I.D.N.I.A. Ladies and gentlemen, if the opposition parties claim to be India, then do they say that they in their entirety represent Indianness? Are they ready for a litmus test, I say, on issues of national security and internal security? Are they ready for us to put them to the test? In that case, I shall ask, what was their position about the Indian Mujahideen? The Prime Minister said today that merely adding the name India or punning on I.N.D.I.A. does not make you India. And he pointed out rightly that the East India Company had also used India in their name. Even the Indian Mujahideen used the phrase India. Even the terrorist organization PFI called itself the Popular Front of India. We don't go by a name. We shall go by intent. We shall not go by claim. We shall go by actions. We shall not go by promise, for we shall go by precedent. And on the very axis of precedent, a question will be asked, ladies and gentlemen. What was the position of the leaders who are now part of the I.N.D.I.A. on SIMI? What was their position on SIMI? Is it true, ladies and gentlemen, that it took the Congress party 509 deaths and 10 bomb blasts across several Indian cities to finally list the Indian Mujahideen as a terror organization? And I then ask furthermore from there, that if you cannot, and I repeat, if you cannot and will not take a position on issues of terrorism, then how do you claim, by virtue of catching on to an acronym in the name of a political party or a front, call yourself the country itself? Ladies and gentlemen, Salman Khurshid of the Congress had moved the Supreme Court and pressed for lifting the ban on SIMI ahead of the 2007 Uttar Pradesh elections. Therefore, by consequence, we shall ask that if it was politically convenient for you in 2007 to be advocates of a terrorist organization, then how do you come before the country 16 years later and claim to be the country itself? If you claim to be the country itself, you should also by your actions prove that you have always put national interest first. Ladies and gentlemen, did those who are part of the I.N.D.I.A. alliance once demand a ban on the Popular Front of India? Ladies and gentlemen, did the CPM State Secretary Kodiyeri Balakrishnan not say as recently as April 2022 that it is not practical to ban the PFI? Was it not practical to ban the PFI? Or was it politically inconvenient for the CPM to ban the PFI? Ladies and gentlemen, in fact, after the PFI was banned at the center, the Congress wanted to equate the PFI with the Bajrang Dal, and Siddaramaiah led the Congress government into dropping 175 cases against PFI members. Therefore, ladies and gentlemen, the question is not just relevant, but important. And that is the question I am putting to the test tonight. The Prime Minister says, just by adding or using an acronym does not make you the country. Let's put those who claim to be the country to the test of national interest. And let's see where they stand. That's debate number one tonight, viewers.